Good afternoon, folks. I do hope you're well, one and all. Right, before we get started, firstly, I've still not had the bonds done. The wife's not well. She does the old cutting with the air, because that's what she's been in the past. And she's not 100%, so I'm waiting for it to get better. So at the moment, I'm looking like the wild man of Borneo. I don't know where I got that one from, but I know people used to say it to me when I were a kid. So at the moment it's not being done, but it will get done. I've told you before about the wife's failing. She's only got one real failing. She can't iron collars on shirts. I've just looked at myself and that's falling all over the place. Can't do anything. I could fasten that there, but I don't like to be restricted, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, without further ado, we'll get into what this video is actually about. I'm going to put the bins on now because I'm going to read you some figures. Really, to be honest with you folks, it's a thank you to every single one of you, and it really is. I've been heartened by something. I worked some figures out last night, and I just couldn't believe what I worked out. It was unbelievable. I actually do a bit of a little celebration every time I hit 100 new subscribers, and I've decided when I get to 2,000, I'm not a million miles away now, I'm going to do it every 500, and then maybe one day I'll get to do it every 1,000. I actually left the 1,700 celebration. I hit it about a week ago, and I just let it pass. Because it was over in above and beyond. It's 1698, 1702, back to 1700, 1698, back to 1701. And I didn't want to do a celebration and then find when the video came out I dropped under 1700. So I didn't do it. I got a bit blasé and I thought I'll let that one go. So I'm not going to celebrate it now, but I'm just going to read you something that, as I say, surprised me, shocked me and pleased me no end. It really, really did. Some of you may have seen the videos I did earlier on this year, well, Christmas time now, New Year time, about many of the channels that I watch. And what I did some readings from them just before Christmas to see how many people were watching each channel and also how many was watching mine. And then something happened to do with some of the video vloggers, I think they're called vloggers. There was a bit of falling out between some of the vloggers on a couple of the channels that I actually follow. In fact, there was 3 or 4 people concerned in it, all from channels that I follow. The channels I follow are heavily Tenerife influence. I've got a few people from Tenerife who run channels that I tend to watch and enjoy. And a few channels from outside Tenerife as well. I look at some food reviewers and I also look at somebody from Benidorm. But there's different bits and pieces I look at. But a lot of what I do is Tenerife based. Why, I don't know, but it just is. Anyways, I did some numbers just before Christmas. Then I did some numbers middle to end of Jan after this big falling out. And everybody had gone up X amount of percent. I think 1 or 2 went down, but most had gone up. And there was a couple in the main that went up a lot within that 2 or 3 week period. And I did reasonably well too. And I thought as an exercise, I've been thinking a week now, let me see how they're doing now, how they're all going up and how mine's gone up. Because I knew it'd gone up, mine, but I didn't know how much, but I know it's going well. And I did some figures, and I'll read them quickly to you. I mean, because I just thought it was brilliant. But just to give you a bit more flavour of what I do, you know, folks, I am supposed to say on every video, please subscribe. Please click the subscribe, it'll cost you nothing, blah, 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 blah. I'm also supposed to say, give me the thumbs up, just give me the thumbs up because it helps the YouTube algorithms and it pushes me brand further. And I know it does, but I find it difficult. I'm also supposed to say click the notification bell. Because if you click the notification bell, it lets you know when new videos are coming out. I think if you click it and click all, it tells you when they're all coming out, and that way you can watch the ones that interest you and leave the ones that don't. But you know I don't like saying any of those things, so I have this here, and some of you can see it's not always well focused because the camera on this isn't brilliant, but you can see it. And somebody asked me a week ago what it said, and I actually told them in the comment section. But many of you can see it, and you know how I work. And you know I never ask. I mean, Mandy actually messaged me about 10 days ago saying, you need to ask for more thumbs up and more subscribers. I said, I know, but I don't like doing it. I do ask. It's probably once every 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even every 6 weeks. And even then it goes through me. I did a review on a channel only a couple of weeks ago. A gentleman asked me to review his channel. I've never been asked before, but he'd seen some reviews I did, and he said, review mine. And I did a review, and as it turned out, it was a favourable review. But although he'd asked me to do the review, I'd not seen any of his channel content. I watched 2 or 3 videos, and I based it on just those, and I liked what I saw, and consequently, he got a good review. But I told him before doing the review, I said, if I don't like your channel, I'm going to say it. You've asked me to do the review now, and if I give you a really poor review, I'm still going to put it on here, whether you fall out with me or not, because that's the way I am. If I'm reviewing something, I'll tell what I believe to be the truth in my eyes. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but you shouldn't have asked me to do the review. As it turned out, I've seen a couple of videos, and I liked it. I've got 1,700 subscribers. I think he's got 5 or 6 now. And I wanted to say, do me a favour, put a couple of my videos on your channel and maybe recommend me. But I couldn't say it. I'm saying it now because he won't be watching this. I'm not asking him to do it. He won't see this one. This won't be of interest to him. But I couldn't say it because I just find it hard to ask anyone for a favour. I know that's what you do in YouTube. A lot of these channels that I follow, they're promoting one another all the time. And to that end, they get each other more subscribers. And I know it does work, but I just find it difficult. So we've got to where we are, 1,700 in only 10, 11 months. And we've done it without any help from anybody. I've not got friends, relations, neighbours. Most people don't know I'm on here. And the ones that do, I've not asked them to mention it to anybody else. I have asked yourselves a couple of times, viewers, but I don't like asking friends and relations because I only want people to... I'll only ask people like yourselves who I don't know and who I've never met. And you're not under any pressure to do that because I'll never know whether you're mentioning me to people or not. So there's no embarrassment on either side. And I just don't like asking favours. But parking all that aside, even though I'm not doing all the things that every YouTuber does, and many like that, I've had a few comments to me saying, it's dead refreshing. You're not constantly going on about subscribers and likes and this, that and the other. And I get where they're coming from. Because I hate some of the channels I follow and they're constantly saying, please subscribe, please do this, please do that. And I'm thinking, I don't want to hear that. If I want to subscribe, I will. And if I don't want to, I won't. And it does me nuts in. Anyway, I never ask, as you all know. You can back me up on that. It's true. It is true. Well, once every 4 to 6 weeks. Well, that's like almost never asking. When you consider I put out anything from about 4 to 12 videos per day, that must mean that probably every, God knows, 200 or 300 or 400 videos, I ask people to subscribe. It isn't a lot, viewers. But anyway, let me give you some of the channels that I watch. Well, I'll give you every channel. I won't say the names because some of them might be disappointed that they're not doing as well as others. But one channel has got a 5% increase. The next channel, 3% increase. The next channel, 2%. Then 3%. Then 6%. Then the one that's got the most of all is 9.5%. He's increased his channel 9.5% since middle to end of January. Then 1%. Then 6%. Then 4%. Then -1%, then 2%, then 5.5%, and then 5%. That's all the channels I follow. I'll give you mine in a moment. So one of the smaller channels on there, who's about as small as me, has increased 6%. A medium-sized channel, that's a fair bit bigger than me, has only increased 1%. And the biggest channel of the lot has increased 3%. But one of the really big ones, the second biggest of all the ones I follow, has increased 9.5%. So I'm looking at somebody that's got miles more views than me, but more subscribers than me. How many times more than me? 100 times more than me. He's upped his figures 9.5%. And I've got one about the same size as me, upped his figures 5%. So I'm thinking I should be that 5% and based on that, because most of the low ones near me are increasing 3, 4 and 5%. My viewing figures have increased in the same time frame. Wait for this, I can't believe this. I really can't. 35%. And I'm knocked out. I actually did the figures twice and I thought, is that just because I'm a new channel and I'm only low on numbers? And then I'm thinking, well, the other channels low on numbers like me aren't increasing like that, but they're not as new as me, so maybe it's because I'm new, maybe I'm lucky that way. But I'm thinking, well, I'm not pushed it anywhere. Nobody's sharing my channel. I'm not going on people's channels and saying, please promote this and please promote that. You know, I've had one chap, the Map Master, mention it in a comment section, and I got about 30 subscribers. And I've got another chap, Colin at Cole's Place, who's a lovely guy. He mentioned it in a live video, and I got about 5 or 6. So I've got to say 36. I've only got 36 people, and I'm on about 1,730. So I've still got 1,700 without all that. And I'm thinking, that's brilliant. I'm just over the moon. And it's to yourselves, folks, for jumping on board. I'm really, really grateful. I keep saying this, but I am. I'm a little humble, to be honest with you, but grateful at the same time. I'm just so pleased. So the channel's going well. It's going in the right direction. I'm after that Holy Grail of 3,000. I'm hoping to get there. I was hoping for May or June, but I thought it was never going to happen. I think now the way it's going, there's a slight chance. Well, it's only probably slight because we're getting into March now. But I would imagine by August, September, I'll hit that 3,000. And then from there, I believe, with a lot more likes and a lot more comments, I believe I might get to the stage where YouTube start pushing it more. I want to start getting pushed, then I think I'll do well. I know I'm weird compared to everybody else, no production values, no nothing. But because of the range of subjects I talk about, I mean, the amount of videos I do and the range of subjects, there's always going to be something in there on a daily basis for somebody to listen to. Because if somebody doesn't like football, they'll like horse racing. If they don't like politics, they'll like TV. If they don't like TV, they'll like music. If they don't like pop music, they might like rock music. There'll always be something there for somebody. And when people realise pretty quickly that I give what I believe to be a really, really, really honest critique of anything and everything, knowing that whether people think the same as me or not, it doesn't bother me. I just tell the truth as I see it. I think people like that and find it quite refreshing. When they realise I'm very, is it self-deprecating? I call myself and I call some of my own likes and the way I look and all other things. I think people like that honesty of it, and that's what we'll always try to carry on with. You know, if ever I'm never gonna, is it sell out? No, that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna say the right thing just to please somebody. It's not my way at all. I'll always say the thing I believe in, even if it gets me in any trouble. I think that's the way to do it. But anyway, thanks everybody for jumping on board. I really appreciate it. I hope you stay with it. And I hope in the coming days, weeks and months we get even more and better content. But a lot of that's governed by what's happening in the media. It's also governed by what I'm doing in my day job. As this really takes off, hopefully in 6 to 12 months' time, my day job will take a back seat or it'll be thrown off the bus completely. And this will be my day job. And then it should really, really move forward at a pace. But honestly, thank you one and all. It took 11 minutes. I'm sorry it has, but really grateful. Thanks for your support. Thanks for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments, all the thumbs up, all the subscribers, and to everybody that shared a video. That's most important. Thank you very much.